Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Debating Metal. I'm your host, Kenneth Dean, the Dean of Metal, along with my co host, the everlasting Chris K. On today's episode, we're taking a break from the ABCs of metal to bring you Trivia Night on Debating Metal.
Kenneth is going to ask me a series of trivia questions, all based on heavy metal, and I will do my best to answer them. We did this a few weeks ago where I asked Kenneth some questions, and we had a lot of fun with it. So this time he's going to quiz me.
And when we finish that, we'll give you our big four songs with metal in the title. So sit back, relax, turn it up to 11, and let the debate begin. All right, so we've got Trivia Night on Debating Metal. Chris, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. They're going to span several topics, and each topic is going to have about 5 questions each. Okay, and these are all multiple choice.
Okay. That was my next question. Were they going to be multiple choice, or were they going to be, I'm just expected to know.
Well, yeah, no, it's going to be multiple choice, and
Okay.
then so if you get the question right, then we'll move on to the next one. If you get it wrong, then we'll obviously give everyone the answer and whatnot. So, do you have any questions for me before we begin?
No, let's get it rolling, man.
All right. Okay, we're starting up. All right, so there's going to be 4 topics, and the first topic is going to be in the hard rock and heavy metal category. So heavy metal is in this particular term is basically the classic metal stuff. Okay, so you'll
Okay.
recognize it, and besides recognizing, you'll understand what it is when we get through the questions. So anyway, here we go. All right, question number 1. Around which album did Judas Priest adopt their leather and studs look that became a fashion staple for fans all around the world?
Okay.
A. Sin After Sin. B. Stained Class. Or C. Killing Machine or slash Hellbent for Leather.
Okay. What was the second one again?
Stained Class.
Okay, so Sin After Sin, Stained Class, or Killing Machine.
Correct.
Um, I don't think it was Hellbent for Leather or Killing Machine, because I think that would have come before that. I'm gonna say Stained Class.
Okay. The answer is C. Killing
Oh
Machine
God,
Hellbent
it
for
was so obvious.
Leather. So if you think about it now, I'm very. I mean, I grew up in this time period, right? So I'm very familiar with the album covers, and Sin
Uh-huh.
After Sin has that weird columns in the front, right?
Yeah.
And they were still. I mean, that was the first album that after they signed to CBS Records, and then Stained Class was the one with the head, right? But
Mhm.
on the back, they were. I think it was Glenn was still kind of like in a frilly shirt or something like that. I think. But then Killing Machine Hellbent for Leather. That's when basically Halford adopted the hat and the glasses, and then on the back they were all in there like Rob was in his leather outfit and whatever.
I
So yes,
mean, the back of the album for Stained Class is like a monotone black and red. It's almost
oh yeah,
impossible to tell. Yeah.
yeah. So
Damn. Okay.
so no problem. That's the first one. So that's the kind of questions we got here. And most of these, for lack of a better term, most of these are going to be pretty fairly easy. There's nothing super super hard. Okay. Now I know you got
Okay.
the first one wrong, but that doesn't mean that it was a hard question. It was just one of those that you might just not have known.
I just thought it was too obvious for it to
Chris
be
just has
Hellbent
leather.
for Leather, right? Because
Right.
you would think like they would have been maybe a little bit before that, and then it's like, okay, well we've adopted this look. But I think if that something like that was today, people would have just been like, ah, it's bullshit. It's cheesy. You're just pretenders or whatever, you know. But
Right.
but back then it makes some sense, right? So
Exactly. All right. Question number two. What event led to Lemmy forming Motorhead in 1975? A. He left Hawkwind to pursue a solo career. B. Hawkwind disbanded. And C. He was fired from Hawkwind after a drug arrest at the Canadian border. Now, before you answer, for those people out there asking, Hawkwind was the band that Lemmy was in. Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead was in before he formed Motorhead. All right, so your answer.
I believe it was he was fired because I remember that story actually from the I think it was VH1 Behind the Music. So I think he was fired.
Correct. He was fired for a drug arrest at the Canadian border.
I'm one for two.
All right, you're one for two. You're good. You're good so far. Okay, this is almost a gimme. What infamous clause in Van Halen's tour rider
Oh,
was
I
used
know.
as a test for promoters' attention to detail?
I'm gonna
A.
answer. I'm gonna try to answer it before you even give me the things. Is that cool?
Okay, that's fine.
They asked for all of the brown M&Ms to be removed from their uh was that right?
Yes, it was removed from the bowl. Yes,
Yeah. Okay, nailed it.
that
What
is
were the other 2 answers, by the way?
so. The other two answers would have been B, a specific brand of French water, or C, a fresh bouquet of a rare orchid.
Yeah, that was the one that Spinal Tap parodied with the, like, the folding bread thing. That
All right.
was that was a great scene in that movie.
Oh yeah, no, just a great movie in general.
But you
Scene after
keep folding it and
scene. All right, number four. What event inspired the lyrics for Deep Purple's "Smoke on the Water"? A,
Mm,
a volcanic eruption in Iceland.
okay.
B, a power outage at a concert at the Rainbow Theater. C, a fire at the Montreux Casino during a Frank Zappa concert.
Hmm. Um, that's a tough one. Is it the volcanic thing?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. I don't know.
No, that's wrong. It was
Mm.
inspired by a fire at the Montreux Casino during a Frank Zappa concert.
God, I was like, that really stuck out to me, but again, it's like I second guess myself. I think it's like too obvious or something.
Well, it's the first line. We all went out to Montreux.
I'll be real, I don't really don't remember that
Now,
song.
and I know that's not one of those songs that you listen to every day. I get that, you know.
I think I've heard it so many times that it's like it's one of those that I just like I hear it and I'm like, "Eh."
You know, that's why like a couple years ago they released a remix version of the album again.
Mhm.
So when they did the first remaster, one the bonus CD was the 1999 remix. I think was the Roger Glover remix. So they did a
Okay.
remaster and then they remixed it as well. And then they did a super deluxe edition like a couple years ago for like the 50th anniversary or something like that.
Okay.
And they remastered it again and then they remixed it for the 2024 remix. And that one with the remix, they actually changed some of the guitar solo. There was a couple of
Hmm.
different that they had and they mixed it around. So I thought that was interesting. But nothing spectacular to sit there and say, "Oh, that's really cool. I would rather listen to this." It wasn't like that. So,
Yeah, I'm sure there was some fans that were upset by that.
yeah, thank God they didn't release it as a single.
Yeah.
All right, number 5 in the hard rock heavy metal category. Led Zeppelin's 4th album contained a unique design instead of a title, leading to which unofficial name/names? A, the Tetragrammaton, the alchemical signs, or the Book of Kings. B, four symbols, Zoso or runes. C, the Four Horsemen, the Book of Shadows, or Grimoire or the Grimoire.
I'm gonna say B, Zoso or Runes.
You got that one correct.
All right.
So you're
I, I'm at.
two, you're three for 3 out of 5. That's good. It's not bad.
I'm
You're hit.
batting 600, right?
You're batting 600, which is not bad if you're batting. If you if you're trying to do free throws, not the best.
This actually takes me back to when I was in school because this is basically how I would do stuff in school. I wouldn't pay attention or, be at class or whatever, and then, um, a quiz would come up or a test, and I would fail the quiz, and then I would ace the test because I learned from my failure on the quiz.
All right.
If you
So
just apply yourself, you'd be great.
yeah, right. We had that conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. So now moving on to the next category, thrash metal.
Okay.
Okay. So now, question number 1 in the thrash metal category. Why was the release of Slayer's Rain in Blood initially blocked by its original distributor, Columbia Records? A, the band's refusal to re record certain tracks. B, concerns over the controversial album cover and lyrical content. C, a contractual dispute over royalty payments.
I want to say it was B because I think it was the cover, and didn't they have to put like the parental advisory thing on it?
Correct.
Yeah.
It was Columbia Records, who was their distributor, refused to release the album in that with that album cover, and the lyrics were giving them agita, and so Geffen picked up the records. Excuse me, Geffen picked up the album and decided to distribute it for them, and which led to a pretty good relationship between Deaf American at the time and Geffen Records. So Columbia missed out.
Sure did.
Yes, they did.
Satanic Panic, man.
That was shit. That was all the rage. Okay. Um, this is a long one, so pay attention.
Okay.
Number 2, Metallica's first ever video for the song "One" featured clips from which 1971 anti-war film? Bonus question: who starred in the movie?
Oh, okay. Um, I know the name of
Oh,
the movie,
I was
but
supposed to give you. I was supposed to give you A, B, and C. I forgot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So A, Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
B, Apocalypse Now. C, Johnny Got His Gun.
Johnny got his gun.
Okay, so now the bonus question is who starred in Johnny Got His Gun?
Oh, geez. That's not a multiple choice, I'm assuming.
Now, it's just a bonus thing if you know. You don't it's not going to hurt you one way or the other.
It was um Mike Myers.
Okay. No, definitely not. The movie, actually, the 1971 movie, Johnny Got His Gun, starred Jason Robards as the father of the soldier who got injured.
Okay.
And for those people who may or may not remember who Jason Robards is, he also starred in the movie The Day After, which was a network television movie about nuclear war
Mm,
back in the 80s that scared the shit out of every kid and parent in the 80s, thinking that it was a Cold War era movie, and people were just panicking because holy shit, this could happen any day now, kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it was really weird. Me being as afraid of death as I am, I just stared at the screen and watched it happen. So it was pretty weird. All right, number 3. The release of Exodus's second album, Pleasures of the Flesh, was delayed due to what issue? A, the departure of vocalist Paul Bailoff. B, a legal dispute with the record label. C, a fire that destroyed the recording studio.
It would make sense that it would be Bailoff, because he was only on the first album. I'm gonna go with that answer.
That answer is correct.
Okay. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
I'm kind of killing it now.
yeah, they fired Paul Bailoff, basically right before they went in to record the songs, or They said this is describes it delays the album release. Realistically, that wasn't the case. They were in preparation to do the album or to go into the studio and record it, and he Paul just wasn't cutting it. He was off time. He was just doing his own thing, and it was driving the guys in the band nuts. And so they reached out to Zetro, and he was just on it. According to Gary Holt, he was just perfect for them at the time, and he was, he could follow the melody and do all that stuff, and it was just, a match made in heaven for a temporary amount of time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Oh,
he was certainly better back then than as time went on. I think his vocals got worse, in my opinion. I'm sure there's other people that would, disagree with me, but he's one of those vocalists I really have a hard time with.
yeah, it's one of those kind of like I'm not someone scratching their nails down a chalkboard bothers, but that's the kind of sound that he reminds me of.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. German thrash metal band Creator was originally formed under what name? A. Black Scythe. B. Cerberus. Yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah, Cerberus. I was trying to say Cerebus, but there's no E there, and I didn't type it
Well,
wrong.
Cerberus is
Oh,
the
Cerberus. Yeah.
yeah, the dog from Hades or whatever.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay. And then C. Tormentor.
Tormentor.
Correct.
Yeah, I knew that one.
I figured you would, so I just was, like, let me throw something in the from the thrash scene in there, you know?
Yeah, I'm a my love for them is I wouldn't say it's necessarily waned, but, I haven't kept up with them in the last couple of years as much as I used to, but I've always been a big Creator fan, and especially of, I think we went over 2 albums, didn't we, at one point? We did,
Yes, we did,
Home of Souls versus Violent Revolution.
correct.
Yeah, those are 2 absolutely fantastic albums. If you haven't listened to them, like, check them out because 'cause they're killer. I did listen to Crushers of World or Crushers of the World, I don't know why I said it that way, but, I did listen to it once, and I didn't really get, like, a chance to soak it in, so I need to go back and do that, but the last couple albums were really good too. Like, I love Phantom Antichrist and that Hate Uber Alles it had some moments on it. I didn't like it as much as the stuff that had recently come out before that. So I need to give the new one a better chance.
There you go. Alright, so number 5 in the thrash metal category. What is the name of the bat skeletal mascot used by Overkill since their debut album?
Charlie.
A There you go. A. Charlie. Charlie. It's funny because they spelled it here Chaly, right?
uh,
But realistically, it's Charlie with a New Jersey accent.
yeah. What were the other answers?
The Skull Bat and Rex, Wrex.
You know what? They would have been smart. Like you could have fooled somebody with the what is it? The Death Bat because that's Avenged Sevenfold's
Oh,
kinda
yeah.
version of that. It seems like a logical way to ask that question, but yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. I've got a lot of questions. This book is huge. So for those of you guys out there who are interested in where I got this material from, it's a book that my wife gave me for Christmas, basically called the Heavy Metal Trivia Book. No, Heavy Metal, a trivia quiz book. So it's 175 plus quiz questions and trivia facts.
Go through the whole book tonight.
All right. So we're moving on to our third category, and it is death metal.
Okay.
All right. So, and this you should get all these super easy.
Well, I nailed thrash, so
So yeah, yes, you did. Um, and so basically, we're trying to just get people out there to kind of understand what part of our knowledge is, as well as just kind of interact. So anyhow, question number 1. Before settling on their name, Death was known by which moniker?
Ooh, I know
A,
this.
possessed, B, mantis, or C, slaughter?
Mantis, and they had to change their name because there was another band named Mantis.
There you go. Correct. I mean, if you didn't get that right, I was just about to slap you.
When you said possessed, I chuckled a bit because
Yeah, because that's the other band. Okay. On later albums like Human and Symbolic, what was the primary focus of the lyrical themes written by Chuck? A, philosophical and existential concepts. B, historical battles and warfare. C, political and social commentary.
it was the existential one. A.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, because the only political album is the oh god, what is that one called? The one in between, spiritual healing, and you could kind of say Human had some political aspects of it, but Human was like more like existential and about like what was going on in life at the time, feelings and things like that. And then the first couple albums more just like gore and that kind of stuff, and then the final album was kind of a mixture of things, I would say, like Sound of Perseverance. It really wasn't even supposed to be a death album, so that's a little bit of trivia for people.
Wow, trivia on trivia night. Who
I
would
know
have thought?
it's Inception.
I gotta see that movie again. All right, number 3. Due to their graphic album covers and explicit lyrical content, the sale of Cannibal Corpse albums has been restricted or banned outright in which group of countries?
Hmm.
A, the UK, France, and Spain. B, Brazil, Japan, and Italy. C, Germany, Australia, and Russia.
I'm gonna go with C.
You are correct.
Yeah, because I know their laws are a little bit strict, and I know about Germany with video games. So if you, I apologize to any German fans out there. Like I know we have some. Um, that unfortunately the laws do restrict a lot of the gore and those kind of things. So that was how I based my answer. I didn't actually know the answer to that, but um, just based on that, like it had to be that one.
Yeah, I mean it's it's the right way to take a test.
Mhm.
So, all right,
Use your tertiary knowledge and do and hope for the best.
exactly. All right, number 4. What was the source for the complex and graphic medical terminology used in the lyrics of the early albums by Carcass? A, horror movie scripts.
Okay.
B, forensic pathology textbooks. Or C, medical dictionaries.
I would say it's gotta be between B and C. It would make sense that it would be C because that's so simple. The forensic pathology one kinda makes sense, but they have a lot of stuff that is based around, like, actual anatomy, so I'm gonna go C.
You're right. Way to
Hell yeah.
deduce that one. Medical dictionary.
Well, I mean, like, so they have Heartwork, and they had what was their last album that had actually a heart that was, like, made of peppers or something on it? Like,
Yeah, I can't
yeah,
remember the name of it.
it would make sense, you know?
But
So
what's funny is that this question was based on the early albums by Carcass.
that's true, but they never really strayed from a
No, they
lot of the stuff.
well,
Like,
because
yeah, the style kinda changed, but a lot of their
yes,
lyrical content hasn't really changed much.
well, they were I think they were more gory,
A
and
little
they
bit
they
more,
were
yeah.
using a lot more bigger words back then,
Yeah,
and
because they have that, like, that one album that the songs maybe it's 2 albums, the songs are, like, 45 words long.
well, that was their names for the for the
Oh, that's true. Their stage names
their
were,
stage
like
name, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to remember that shit.
I think that's why they went to Bob next album. All right.
Let's see. It was reek of putrefaction, and they were frenzied fornicator of fetid fetishes and sickening grisly fetus. Okay,
That
like
that's, Yeah.
But my favorite thing is they've got all these names: gratuitously brutal asphyxiator of ulcerated pyoaxinathus, like, and then they have got their lead singer Sanjeev. That's the best.
I think Sanjeev didn't want to play along. All right. Uh, Still on the carcass. Song number, oh, not song. Question number 5. The
Okay.
1993 album Heartwork by Carcass is
Okay.
considered a foundational influence on what genre of heavy metal? A. Melodic death metal. B. Industrial death metal. C. Slam death metal.
Ah, it's not slam for sure. What was it? What was the second one?
Industrial death metal
Ooh.
or melodic death metal.
It's got to be melodic because it's not really industrial. If you said technical, I'd probably say technical, but like, yeah, it's got to be melodic.
Yes, Heartwork was a foundational influence for the melodic death metal scene.
Hell yeah, I'm killing it. What I missed two in the, or was it three in the first one?
You missed 2 in the beginning.
Okay, okay.
In the beginning, good always overpowered the evils of all mankind. All right. Speaking of which, real quick, I saw a video from like Motley Crue's latest show. That,
Mhm.
on Blabbermouth, it always says, "See Motley Crue perform here," and it wasn't bad. They slowed the songs down a little bit so
Okay.
that Vince Neil can actually sing them.
Ah, gear, hi,
He
hi,
wasn't doing that, which was cool. He was fans participate a lot more, but
Oh, it's the cover for him.
yeah, basically, it was just pretty
Yeah.
funny. But no, they sounded well, so it was not bad. Okay, we're going to our last section of questions for tonight. But I'm going to ask you some more that'll just be random.
Okay.
So this last major section is melodic death metal. So
Okay.
get all these right.
Okay.
Number 1, according to members of the band, what was the main reason for the Swedish band At the Gates to disband in 1996? A. Exhaustion and creative stagnation after the success of their album Slaughter of the Soul.
Okay.
B. The departure of their lead vocalist. C. A major disagreement with the record label.
It's either A or C. Um, I think it's the first one. Let's go with A.
A is correct.
Yeah.
Exhaustion and creative stagnation.
Yeah, I kind of remember reading that, because I questioned it, like, your band puts out, like, what you would consider to be their magnum opus, right? And
And then it's over.
yeah, that album really got a lot of attention, and it bred a lot of, like, what came after it, like, the Gothenburg sound and everything, and, it was weird to me, coming in really after it because I didn't listen to them until after they were disbanded, um so it was kind of a weird thing to read about. I still haven't listened to their new album. I need to check that out.
Yeah, and
Yeah, because
I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
I was just gonna say their lead singer passed away, and it came out posthumously, and I think that's part of it is just like it's hard because you're only gonna listen to it the first time one time, you know, and
Right.
and and knowing that there's no new music gonna come after that, I think it's like this daunting task sometimes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Speaking of which, with lead singer passing away, I just read the other day that Soundgarden have finished the final mixing of the last or the only 8 remaining songs with Chris Cornell,
Oh
uh,
wow.
with finished vocals.
I didn't even know that that was a thing.
Yeah, that they've been working on it for a while, and then Chris's wife or his estate or whatever you want to call it got involved, and there was a lawsuit back and forth, and it finally got okayed for them to use the tapes and make the songs.
Gotcha.
So that'll be coming out. I don't know if it'll be this year, but it'll be coming out soon.
Gotcha.
And going back to speaking of at the gates again, I think I've mentioned it before because we've talked about them a couple times over the years of doing this show. But I had that CD at one point. It was given to me as a promo when it was released in '95, I think it was, and I just got rid of it one day. It's like, oh, I'm not going to listen to this. I don't know what this is, and tossed it. And so I had to buy it all over again recently.
Oh, jeez.
So anyway, song number two. For the first few years of their existence, see, that's song number two. Question number two. For the first few years of their existence, what was the primary lineup structure for the band In Flames? A stable five-piece lineup with no changes. B, a core songwriter and a rotating cast of session musicians. And C, a duo that used a drum machine for recording. Now, make sure you understand this is for the first few years of their existence.
It's the core songwriter and a cast of uh revolving members, because it was Jesper Stromblad, and he hired everybody else in the band. Essentially, I think he was, good friends with Glenn Lundstrom, and brought him on board, and Johan Larsson. But as far as the rest of the band, um, there was Michael Stana, who's the lead singer of Dark Tranquility. He recorded the first album, and the EP that followed it was Henke Force. And I apologize, all you people out there that are going to butcher that I'm butchering their pronunciation of their names. But the I can't remember who the original drummer. Oh, Jesper was the original drummer, which is funny because then he became the guitarist. But he did record guitar parts, but then Bjorn Gulot, who's now their guitarist, became their drummer. It was a revolving door of people and positions in the band, etc. So definitely that one.
It's like Snowy Shaw, who plays like all the instruments.
Oh yeah,
I knew you would get that, and I knew you would have a nice explanation as to why that
yeah.
was the case. So that's why I saw that question and said, no, I got to throw this in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Lunar Strain, and then the EP was Subterranean. If you're not familiar with those, there are no members of those two releases that are currently in the band.
That's just so weird. All right. Question number three. Before becoming the band's sole vocalist, what was Michael Stanley's role in the original lineup of Dark Tranquility? A, he was the drummer. B, he was the bassist. Or C, he was the rhythm guitarist.
Rhythm guitarist.
Oh, you think you're so smart, huh?
I
Well, you're
do.
right.
No, I knew that one too, because it threw me off because he was not the original singer for the band. Uh, funny enough, Anders from In Flames was the original singer from Dark Tranquility. So the singer from In Flames and the singer from Dark Tranquility said, "Hey, I think I'm in the wrong band," and then they they switched places. They
Yeah.
like showed up to the wrong class, you know.
They they were at Starbucks one day. I was like, I like your band. Well, I
I
like
like
your
your band
band.
better. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what? Why don't we switch? And then just show up at the different studios that night.
Yeah.
All right. Question number four. The title of At the Gates album, Slaughter of the Soul, was taken from a phrase found in what literary work?
Oh, I don't know if I know this one. Okay.
A. Paradise Lost by John Milton.
Hmm.
B. The Octavo by an anonymous author. Or C. The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri or
Huh.
Alighieri.
I know that one. What was the first one?
Paradise Lost by John Milton.
Oh, I know both of those. This is gonna be the first one I miss. Well, since the first two. Is it Paradise Lost?
It is not.
Damn.
Thank you for playing.
So it's Dante.
Nope.
Or no?
Wrong again. Charlie, let him know
Um,
what he's lost.
gotcha.
Oh, no, it is the Octavo by an anonymous author.
I don't
Um,
know that one. It feels like something now I should read.
the band felt that the themes of magic and reality fit well with the album's lyrics about the dark side of modern society and human nature.
Okay. I that's one I'm not familiar with, so maybe I should read it. I read Dante when I was in high school. Um, Dante's Inferno is very interesting, and about the layers of hell, and then Paradise Lost. I mean, obviously the band Paradise Lost took their name from them, but or from that story, but also really interesting concepts. But I'm not. You said it was called the Octavo.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like, somebody's gonna rip me a new one for not knowing that one.
All right, question number 5. The name of the Swedish band Amon Amarth is a reference to a location from what fantasy world? A.
It's Lord of the Rings, right?
J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle Earth. B. Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea. Or C. Robert E. Howard's Hyborian Age.
My bad, I forgot it was multiple choice for a second. It's Lord of the Rings.
That's not the answer.
You said J.R.R. Tolkien's what?
Middle Earth. It's all part of the lore.
Oh, okay, yeah, Lord I meant the franchise, Lord of the Rings, okay. Yeah,
I'm going
Middle
to give
Earth.
it to you. I'm going to let that one slide.
Okay.
Okay, so that completes the main portion of your questioning.
Okay.
Now, I'm just going to pull out the book and I'm going to ask you questions.
Okay.
Because then all of a sudden I started looking through the book. I'm like, wait a second, I didn't see this section.
That's funny.
All right, so I'm going to question, and so these are going to be hard, um, or easy, depends on how what you think.
These
Um,
questions will be of some difficulty.
some difficulty or not. All right. So, the band name System of a Down was adapted from the title of a poem by guitarist Darren Malikian. What
Okay.
was the original first word in the poem's title? A. Children. B. Victims. Or C. Soldiers.
I don't fucking know. um, what was the second one?
B. Victims.
You said children, victims, or
Soldiers.
soldiers. Okay. All can be the same thing. Um, I'm gonna say victims sounds like a good way to start a sentence.
You know what? You are correct. B.
Hell yeah!
The name was adapted from a poem by guitarist Darren Malikian, titled "Victims of a Down." Vocalist Serge Tankian suggested changing victims to system to broaden their appeal and to be alphabetically shelved closer to their idols, Slayer.
That was a smart move. That was a
Yeah.
really smart move. Yeah, because starting the title with victims, that would immediately turn off some people.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah, no, that's it's funny. I've never really I haven't listened to System of a Down in a very long time. Probably not since Toxicity came out. Because I just at the time, uh, you know, kind of just got over listening to them. Like I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And it's funny, the drummer, I guess he had a solo album in 2020, and it was I was listening to something today, and a song, like, it was just random, right? Like I started with the song and then just let it play, and whatever played, I was just giving it a chance and listening. And sometimes I skip a track or whatever because it's just I'm just not feeling it. But I'm trying to expand my musical interests and stuff like that too, right? And so this song comes up, and I was like, "Man, it's weird. That's I feel like the singer's kind of copying M Shadows, like, he sounds like that." And then I looked and it was M Shadows. I was like, "Oh,
Well, that makes all sorts of sense now.
yeah." I just thought it was really funny because I was like, I didn't know the song at all. I didn't know who it was by or anything like that. The name came up, and I was like, it said like these gray men or something like that. I was like, I don't know who this is, but like that vocalist definitely sounds like he's kind of like aping M Shadow's style.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, real quick here. So let's throw another one, and you're probably not going to know this one.
Okay.
What what unusual instrument is featured in the Korn song "Shoots and Ladders" from their self-titled debut album?
Ooh.
A. Bagpipes. B. A theremin. Or C. Uh, oh, geez, I forgot how to say it, didgeridoo or something like that.
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. Yes.
Ooh. I don't know corn at all.
Well, what do you?
Um, I mean, a theremin seems obvious. Bagpipes? Hmm. He said, didgeridoo, bagpipes, or a theremin? Uh, I'm just gonna wing it and say a theremin.
No, it was bagpipes.
Okay.
The song opens with frontman Jonathan Davis playing the bagpipes, an instrument he learned in high school. The choice
Okay.
was unusual for a metal song and became a signature part of their early sound and live shows.
Interesting.
I remember that because I remember getting their first album and I listened to it a bunch. I wasn't a really big fan of it because it was so unusual, but they had certain songs that were really catchy. And so I
Okay.
didn't get totally into it, but I was like, I like this in a weird kind of way.
Mhm.
So, um, so yeah, so that was fun. And I ended up meeting them when they played a concert. I got invited to a meet and greet, and they signed their first CD for me. So I have it signed and everything.
Korn was a band I never really got into. I had a little bit of respect for them because they were so unique, and also they had a funny cameo on South Park at one point. But it was just the style I really didn't get into, and probably the only time I ever stole something in my life, I hated this kid that was giving me a lot of shit in school, and I stole. I was gonna give it back to him. I'm gonna preface it this, but I stole a copy of, I don't know. It was one of their albums from his backpack, and then it was just to mess with him, and I just he didn't even notice. Like it ended up getting it back into his backpack, and then he never even knew that it happened. So that was kind of a bummer.
All right, so this is a question. It's interesting because we were talking about this band in the last episode. And I'm going to say this on this way on purpose. Okay, the ooh wah ah 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 vocalization made by David Draymond in Disturbed's song "Down with the Sickness" was originally intended to be what? A tribute to the sound made by a cartoon animal.
Okay.
B, a coded message to a specific person. Or C, an improvised sound he made to help his producer set drum levels.
That one sounds realistic, but the coded message I kind of believe too. Um, is it the third one?
It is the third one, an
Okay.
improvised sound he made to help his producer set drum levels. While recording, the
Interesting.
producer asked Draymond to make a noise to help set the drum levels. The animal like sound he improvised on the spot was so unique and effective that they decided to keep it as the intro to the song.
Okay. I mean, the second answer sounded like it could be a thing, but it also sounded a little like too convoluted, you know?
Yeah, a coded message.
Coded message. Like what's the coded message? Like, I want a sandwich. You know, like
Yeah, okay, here we go. You should know this one.
okay.
What near fatal event involving bassist Nikki Sixx in 1987 inspired the Motley Crue song Kickstart My Heart? A. He was declared legally dead for 2 minutes from a heroin overdose before being revived by paramedics. B. He was involved in a high speed motorcycle crash. C. He was stabbed during a bar fight.
It's A. I actually just rewatched The Dirt not too long ago. Um, it wasn't as good on the second watch.
you know, when the funny thing about that is, the first time you watch something,
Uh-huh.
and especially if you go into it not wanting to know much of the truth per se,
Mhm.
it's it's pure entertainment.
Yeah.
But then when you watch it and then you start to read, hear, read or hear things here and there about the movie. Oh, and this part of the movie wasn't real. That was completely made up. That's when those things come out, and it kind of spoils the next watch for you.
I think that's kind of what it was the first time I went into it, like, fully, embracing that it was entertainment, right? And then the second time I watched it, um, part of it was that, like, they're kinda scumbags. And then, also, I guess I felt like a little. I'm still bummed for Mick, whatever your opinion is or whatever the truth is in between, like, it's still kind of like a crappy situation. Um, I actually just read something from Tommy Lee talking about it, and, he didn't really say anything bad. It just, like, said, it's a crappy situation. He still feels for Mick, and, he saw how much pain he was in and this and that, and, it's like, I get it from both sides, but at the same time, it has kinda spoiled the fun of it for me in a lot of ways.
Oh, I totally understand that. I mean, when you think about it, it could have been done so amicably,
Yeah.
and then, it's like, hey, if the guy's entitled to royalties, give it to him. Well, I don't know why people fuck with people's money like that. But, if he's not, or, you broke the agreement, then whatever, re-agreement you got to make, you make it and you do it and you move on. But don't, everyone becomes assholes in those kinds of situations.
Mhm. If you say you're gonna pay somebody, you should pay somebody.
Exactly. That's the way I say it, or the way I see it. Excuse me. Okay. According to the band, what was the initial reaction of John Bon Jovi to the song Living on a Prayer, which would become one of Bon Jovi's biggest hits?
I know this
A.
one. He hated it.
B. He disliked the original recording and did not want to include it on the album. That is correct. Bon Jovi didn't like the song's first demo and almost scrapped it, but guitarist Richie Sambora convinced him it had potential. After they reworked the song with a new bass line and a different drum part, it became one of the band's most popular tracks. Well, that shit's fucking iconic now.
So, actually, I heard the demo for it the other day.
Did you?
Um, yeah, it was, what's his name who worked with Kiss?
Oh, Desmond Child.
Desmond Child. I heard the demo of "Living on a Prayer" by Desmond Child. It's a softer version of it, and he plays it on piano, and it's really just to get the idea across. And then, yeah, they did the original demo with Bon Jovi. He disliked it, and then, like you said, they kind of reworked it a bit, and yeah, exactly like you said, iconic song now.
Yeah. I mean,
See, I'm full of useless knowledge.
yeah. My wife would think just as highly of you. All right. This is something that I didn't know exactly. This next question, I didn't know exactly how this kind of person was, and so I'll explain it when you answer the question.
Okay.
The production of Def Leppard's album Hysteria was notoriously long and expensive, partly due to the producer's method for recording what element? A, the backing vocal harmonies, which were recorded one voice and one note at a time. B, the drum tracks, which were recorded on a custom built oversized kit. C, the guitar solos, which were composed of hundreds of individual takes.
Ooh, okay. Uh, can you repeat the first one again?
The first one was the backing vocal harmonies, which were recorded one voice and one note at a time.
I don't think that's right. And then the second one was the drum tracks. The third one was guitars. Um, I know the drum track thing is associated with Wasp. I mean, it obviously could be associated with more than one band, but that's one thing like Wasp is known for. Like he was really meticulous with those drum tracks. So I'm gonna say the guitars.
The answer is A, the backing vocal harmonies.
Oh shit! Like that was the
Which
one that didn't resonate with me at all. Okay.
Yeah, the backing vocal harmonies, which were recorded one voice and one note at a time. Producer Mutt Lang recorded each voice in the large vocal harmonies one at a time. This time consuming process resulted in the lush, layered vocal sound that defines the album. So I was reading that, and, um, well, not this question, but I was listening to something that had to do with the making of the Black Album from
Okay.
Metallica. Now, Metallica wanted um, a producer to produce them because they were so kind of they got to that point after Injustice for All, which is like, we've gotten as progressive as we could possibly get. We need to do something in the opposite direction. So they slowed everything down, shorter songs, and they wanted a producer. Bob, when they figured out that the initial producer that they were looking to get was Robert John Mutt Lang, because since Q Prime managed Def Leppard and Metallica, they had a connection. So they initially went to Mutt, and he said, um, "If I do it, I'm 100% in control. There's no one else that can control it." Blah blah blah, and
Mm,
that immediately set Lars and James off, and it's like, "No, we can't do that." So, and they kind of elaborated that he wanted to make sure that he was going to record James's vocals a certain way and background vocals. I can't even imagine if Mutt Lang would have produced the Black Album.
right.
How how insane that would sound. So
Yeah.
yeah, he was a see, that's the thing that makes it kind of weird, because AC/DC very rarely had big background vocals. But they did have gang vocals, Highway to Hell,
Yeah.
um, kinda, like, but then you see a song like Shot Down in Flames, which it didn't have much in terms of background vocals. But, if you've ever been to an AC/DC concert, and this is for anybody who's listening out there, you know, it's at the time, it's either, Bon or Brian in the middle, okay? Angus running all over the place, and you got Cliff, and you've got Malcolm, and now it's obviously Stevie, and I don't even know the new bass player's name, but they would be all the way in the back by the amps, and then when it was time for the background vocals, they would literally walk up to the front of the stage where the microphone was at, do their background vocals, and literally walk backwards to their spot in front of the amps next to the drum riser. That is AC/DC in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And so I can't even imagine how they worked with Mutt, especially the fact that they worked with Mutt on 3 albums in a row. That's the crazy thing, you know?
Just recording the vocals that way just seems like I would be losing my mind.
Oh, I know. Now, I mean, that's what you call a taskmaster. I
Yeah.
I g I give it to them. Def Leppard have the chops to have that done to them,
Mhm.
but I can't even imagine trying to one note, or one vocal line at a time, and blending them together, but that's what he did. I mean,
Yeah.
that the whole one note thing, I mean, you're not gonna have these guys. I mean, I don't know, if they sit there and go, "Ah," "Ah," whatever, I don't know what they're doing, but to me, it would be better to sing the line, and if you gotta punch in a note, you punch in a note. I get that, you
Yeah.
know, but, it was very meticulous is definitely the word for mutt. So
It's a lot.
it is a lot. Okay. Um, I'm going to give you one more question.
Okay.
Um, okay. And let's see. We'll do this one. Before signing a record deal, Twisted Sister built a large and dedicated following in the New York, New Jersey club scene known by what collective name? A. The Twisted Army, B. The Sisterhood, or C. The Sick Motherfucking Friends of Twisted Sister, or the SMFs.
I'm gonna go with that one.
That one is correct.
Okay.
At the SMFs, the Sick Motherfucking Friends of Twisted Sister, is the name of the fans who are diehard Twisted Sister fans. The
I'd be
SMF.
disappointed if it was anything else.
Oh, you didn't think it was the Sisterhood?
Maybe the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah, right. I think my daughter saw that movie. Um, so this is a really cool book. So if anyone's out there wants to get it, maybe they have a wife that'll get that for 'em for Christmas. Heavy
Is that a
metal.
dig at me? No, I'm just playing.
No, no, not at all.
I'm,
It's
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
it's I'm not going to go continue with that. Heavy Metal, a trivia quiz book, 175 plus quiz questions and trivia facts. It's really cool. I think it was pretty neat, and it had sat here since Christmas, and I was like, I know, I need to do something with this. And then when the ABCs of Metal came up, and we started having these little in between episodes, I think this was perfect for that.
Oh no, it was a lot of fun. I was surprised. I'm glad to know I knew so many of them. There were some surprising ones that I definitely had no idea on. Um, using a little deductive reasoning there. That was fun.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, that's the way to do it. If you that gives you another level of intelligence. Uh,
Um, well, I have another episode queued up that we can record in the near future. I am going to do a quiz for you, much in the same vein, but it's a little different this time. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then obviously we have more of the ABCs of metal, but we're gonna have some other stuff coming up as well, some other different types of episodes. We'll keep it moving and a little different each time, and should be a lot of fun.
okay, and so we got some immediate feedback. Excuse me. We got some immediate feedback on our most recent episode, which was the D, the ABCs of Metal, part 1 and 2, for D, for the letter D. And it's from our good friend Christoph, who's out in Germany, and he was basically telling us, his opinion on the shows, and he was very happy with them. He's enjoying it very much, but he definitely did not like the intro with the songs. So now I'm going to ask everybody else out there, if you have listened to the episodes, and I believe I've done it. I didn't do it on every single letter. I think I've done it on the two D's and the last C, and I think it was the first A. But I think I missed B in the beginning, the first C. Um, I added a song with a group of people singing the ABC song, and they eventually turned a little demonic. So if this is something that you enjoy or you think that is pretty cool part of the intro, let us know in the socials if you can. Um, Otherwise, send us an email to debatingmetal@gmail.com, and we'll definitely answer them. That is for sure. It was nice to see Christoph give us an email. He does that typically once a year. He'll send us an email. But this time he's like, I've got to get this out to these guys. Um, so he said he was really enjoying the ABCs, but yeah, and he was talking about Disturbed, and he was talking about Death, and the fact that there's that Death to All tribute band. So yeah, if you guys have anything to say about the intro, please let us know because I'm really curious as to how many people actually do or don't like the intro with the little ABC demon people singing the intro. Um, but I will have a surprise for everyone when it comes to that. If you can get me the info, or if you can send me the emails or mark the socials and send us a message before we record the next episode for the ABCs of metal, the letter D, oh, excuse me, the letter C. No,
Are we going back?
we're going backwards. The letter the letter E. Okay, E for Edward. Uh, if you can get that to us before we record that episode and publish it, then we'll definitely we may or may not have a surprise for you at the beginning of that episode. So um, let us know. All right, let's finish off the night with the big four songs that have the word metal in the title. So Rob Halford, take it away. No, uh, it's so funny because that sounded like a metal in the title, you know. So
Yeah.
okay, I went first last week, so it's your turn to go first this time.
So I'm going to start with my number 4, as we do. um, all right. So my number 4 is Metal Heart from Accept. That's a kick-ass song. Um, from the album Metal Heart. So double metal. Um, my number 3 is going to be Death to All But Metal from Steel Panther. If you haven't heard that one, it's the heyday of Steel Panther. I know they've dropped off a bit, but that one's still a lot of fun and has a killer solo. Like those early albums were just like good, clean fun. Listen to me
Clean,
with the whole, yeah,
clean.
listen with the whole family. My number 2 is
Don't
Metal
do that,
Gods.
people. Don't do that.
My number 2 is Metal Gods from Judas Priest. The classic song. Like I love the intro and like the way it starts, like just is super fun and just a classic. Probably the best song in that album, in my opinion. And then my number 1 is Metallica with Metal Militia. Like, what a great song! It stood the test of time from their first album, and just, eh, I mean, it's from a classic era. So none of you people out there listening could say they sold out by this time. So shut up.
They sold out the bass solo.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, we have one crossover, and so that's pretty cool. I like the fact that we don't have too much crossing over on this one. We have one. I'm not going to say who it is. You'll figure it out. Number 4. Now, some of you may not believe this to be heavy metal, but I'm going to tell you something. Heavy metal is in the name. Sammy Hagar, heavy metal. That's probably his heaviest song, one of the faster songs that he's done. Um, at least in the chorus part of it. And it was part of the movie Heavy Metal. So I think it's one of those things where, back in that day, late 70s, early 80s, hard rock that was harder than Boston or, Foreigner was considered heavy metal. So um yeah, there you go. Number 3, Metal Church with the song Metal Church. Probably hands down my favorite Metal Church song. I mean, just the whole drumming in that song is amazing. Number 2, Metal Thrashing Mad from Anthrax. I really enjoy the John Bush version of this song so much better than the Neil Turbin version. And then there is an actual Joey Belladonna version that was on the Armed and Dangerous EP. But even then, still, I enjoy the John Bush version much better. And number 1, just like yours, Metal Militia from Metallica. So that's probably the first time that we've ever agreed on something Metallica.
I don't think it's the only time, but yeah, I mean, it's
In terms of the big 4 that we do on the show.
yeah, probably.
No, I mean, we obviously agree on a lot of things about Metallica, but it's in terms of the show and the big 4 and stuff like that, it's one of the few times, if only time that we've matched it, especially as a number 1. So,
That's fair. I mean, you and I have differing views of Metallica, but we're both fans. You much more than I am, but they still have some absolutely fantastic songs. There's no possible way, anybody can honestly take anything away from them unless you just hate metal and then you're not listening to us. So so um I that first album I think still absolutely stands the test of time. There's not a bad track on there. I guess there'd probably some people out there that would skip the bass solo or something, but they're Philistines, so it doesn't matter and their opinion doesn't matter. So
alrighty then.
so yeah, that's how I feel about it.
All right. Well, with that, that is our big 4 songs with metal in the title. And that concludes this episode of Debating Metal. We hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, please do us a favor, click like or subscribe on that little computer screen or little phone of yours on your favorite podcast platform. And while you're doing that, go ahead, take a minute, leave us a comment, please.
And don't forget you can interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, and on X, or send us an email to debatingmetal@gmail.com. YouTube viewers, click subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when we post a new show. And remember, tune into the next episode of Debating Metal where we'll spark up another exciting metal debate. On behalf of Kenneth and myself, stay safe and always turn it up to 11.
See ya.